welcome back to episode 3 of Tile Locked Valley. Last episode we chopped hundreds of trees and sold thousands of wood in order to unlock the tiles all the way from the farm to Pierre's general store. And as you can see, we have now unlocked farming. I've got a whole bunch of these radishes planted here, as many as I could afford at the end of the last episode, and I've been watering them all very patiently. Since I only have a few crops at the moment, I have tons of energy left, so I've been keeping up with my trees along the road as usual. After all, just because I'm wearing this green shirt now doesn't mean I'm too good to chop a few trees. The only difference is that now I'm keeping all the wood and sap instead of selling it, because that I am too good for. Although I'm still selling any fiddlehead ferns I get. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of money when I sell these radishes though, and naturally I'm gonna reinvest pretty much all of it right back into more seeds, so that I can continue to grow my farming empire. As humble as it is at this stage. I guess it's not really an empire, more of a seed stage startup, if you will. Anyway, my farm can only grow so big with so little room for planting, so before I buy this next batch of seeds, I think it's time to talk about my next goal. And to do that, we need to revisit the overall goal for the series. Let's talk about the community center. As I mentioned in the first episode, completing the community center is my main goal for Tile Locked Valley, and I've selected to play with remixed bundles, meaning many of the items I'll be required to donate are randomized, and I won't know which ones I'll need until I can actually enter the community center, start completing bundles, and find out for myself. This means that up until this point, I've been playing blind, collecting items that might be in one of the bundles, but could turn out to just be useless. As I progress in the series, it's going to become increasingly important for me to know exactly which items are in these bundles so that I can strategize around them and plan for the future. With all that said, I think it's clear that my goal for this episode should be unlocking the community center. Now, this is a much taller order than it might seem for someone like Tilly. The community center itself is not too far away, less than 50 tiles from the areas I have unlocked already, but in order to actually discover and start completing the bundles, you must first visit the wizard in his tower, way down here on the western edge of Cinder Forest, one of the farthest areas from the tiles I have unlocked. Reaching the wizard will require a minimum of 200 tiles unlocked. And this will be the first goal of the episode. To reach the wizard, I have two main options for pathing. I can either unlock tiles south through town to reach the eastern edge of the forest area, or I could unlock tiles south through my farm to reach the northern edge of the forest area. For either path, I then would unlock tiles around the lake to the other side where the tower is. The two paths aren't that different in total distance, and the path through the town would bring me closer to areas like the beach and the blacksmith, but since I'm currently desperate for more room to plant crops, the path through the farm is what we'll be going with. By the way, these videos are my first ever on YouTube, so if you're enjoying them so far, consider subscribing to see more. It means a lot to me. Alright, let's get some more seeds. It's Farmer Tilly. Thank you. No, please, hold your applause. So, if I did my math right, I should be able to plant 48 seeds with the tiles I have. But I have some more money left over, so I'm gonna buy even more seeds and try to leave myself some cash to unlock more tiles to plant them on. I think 12 more should be safe. Alright, let's stick these seeds in the ground. After this, we'll need to unlock our new tiles, creating a path to the south end of the farm. And I'm gonna take a slightly indirect path to get there. I want to unlock a path going left here, since these tiles will be really important for getting to the greenhouse, the farm cave, and maybe even the north road if I decide to unlock that eventually. Now, I know what you're thinking, Fungus, can't you just move the greenhouse closer? Well, yes, if I unlock Robin's house, I could. But actually clearing an open space on my farm big enough to move the greenhouse to would probably cost just as many tiles as getting to where it is now, and it starts pretty close to the cave. Alright, let's get these in the ground and we are good to go. Got a few more tiles than we needed there, but that's okay. We got our first farming level since the parsnip days back in year 1. Not much to look at here since I won't be able to craft any of these things for a long time. By the way, if you're wondering why I chose to be female in episode 1, this is why. When you make enough money, you get letters from one of your parents in the mail with a gift attached. For the first one, if you're female, you get 500 gold from your dad. But if you're male, your mom just sends you cookies instead. I figured 500 gold is worth more during the early stages of this series. And that plus Tilly as a name was just too funny to pass up. Man, I love rainy days. Not having to water each crop one at a time is so nice. Although it's gonna get so much worse when I have a lot more crops. Alright, it's harvest day. Last harvest of the summer. There's no more time to plant anything, so we'll be chopping trees till fall. Level 3 farming. And another list of things I can't make. Oh, and level 4 farming. The list continues. Just got another foraging level from chopping trees. Nothing too crazy here. I am accruing quite the list of crafting items here, but there are just so few things I actually have the resources for. And it'll probably stay that way for a while. I'm also saving up quite a bit of sap, but I'm holding off on using it. I know there's a chance I end up needing to do the sticky bundle, which takes 500 sap, so I'm gonna keep saving them until then. Alright, it's fall now, and the first thing we're gonna do is stock back up on seeds. For this season, we're gonna be planting artichokes. They only cost 30 gold each, and they take 8 days to grow, so we can grow them 3 times over and still have a little wiggle room while we figure out exactly how this is gonna work. Now I did the math, and I should be able to plant 140 of them, and still have enough money to unlock the necessary tiles. 140 is also pretty close to the most I can water in a day, and still have a little bit of energy left for chopping trees or whatever else. I want to start unlocking these tiles going south now, but I don't actually have enough energy to get all these artichokes planted in one day, so I'm gonna have to try to do half today and maybe half tomorrow. Alright, that's as far as I can make it. It might take a couple more days to get these started, but that's all okay. I spent all of my money going as far south as I can go, and I got all my artichokes planted. It looks like I used up all my wiggle room time though, so we'll have to be pretty perfect from here on out if we want to get 3 full harvests. This is a lot of watering, and my watering can runs out like 4 times a day. But this is going to give me so many tiles, so it'll all be worth it in the end. Another day, another empty watering can. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of starting to enjoy this. I don't know if it's just Stockholm Syndrome kicking in or what, but it's honestly just nice to have so many tiles to run around on. I was getting a bit claustrophobic by the end of the tree farming phase. It's quite nice, really. Ah, here's our first ever crow on the farm. You know, now that I say that out loud, I feel like that's crazy lucky. Like, the whole time we were growing radishes last season, and for the first 6 days of this season, not one crow. Of course, now I probably jinxed it, and there's gonna be like 4 crows a day for the rest of the season. Yeah, there's another one. You should have just kept your mouth shut, Tilly. You just had to say something. Rainy days could not feel better, man, I'm telling you. Look at this. Look at all this work I don't have to do. You ever wake up on a weekday when you were a kid thinking you had school that morning, and then your parents tell you it's like some random holiday or something that you definitely didn't remember? This is what that feels like. Pure bliss. Oh my god, I can pet my cat. I can't believe I almost just went to sleep and missed that. I have literally pet my cat maybe twice in this whole series so far, because he's just like never where I can reach him. I have never filled his water bowl either, so I have 1.5 hearts with him just from rainy days where his bowl gets filled on its own. Poor guy. Another day, another crow eating my crops. Look at all these artichokes ready to be picked. A few of them are a day behind because it took me so gosh darn long to get them started, but we should still be on track for 3 harvests if we wait a day for them to catch up. So that's what we're gonna do. What a beautiful sight. 140 artichokes, minus a few stolen ones, all ready to be picked and sold. I'm probably gonna get a couple farming levels here because this is a ton of XP. I love the little melodies that come from picking a bunch of crops real fast. It's like, that's awesome. I swear, I always get to Pierre's too early. I'm just too excited. Guess I can go make another cup of tea. Alright, let's sell some artichokes. Whew, that's a lot of money. Don't let it get to your head now, Tilly. You got a lot of tiles to unlock still. Alright, we can load back up on artichoke seeds. We're still going to have a lot of money left by the looks of it. I was thinking about doing pumpkins instead, but we could only do 1 harvest of pumpkins, and I think 2 harvests of artichokes is going to be better. Oh, here we go. Demetrius is about to offer us a choice for what kind of cave we want on the farm. I did put some thought into this, and I think mushrooms is going to be the way to go. Both caves have the chance of providing us some of the items we might need for the community center, but mushrooms in general I think are going to be much harder than fruit for us to get, since we can buy fruit trees just fine from Pierre already. And I think the mushroom cave generates a little more money even if you ignore the community center. We don't have access to the cave yet though, so we'll check it out when we get there. I almost forgot, the other thing I wanted to get from Pierre's are the fall crops that we might need for the community center eventually. There's still enough time in the season, and since I have plenty of cash at the moment, this is a luxury we can finally afford. Alright, so we're gonna buy 1 pumpkin, 1 corn, 1 eggplant, and a yam. We can start unlocking some more tiles on our path down south. This will give us a little more room to plant crops, so they won't be so spread out. Now, we do have to avoid this boulder here, but now we get a second water source, which will make refilling our watering can just a little easier. Alright, I can't even pick this stuff up, so I'm gonna go plant my crops. I'm gonna plant my community center crops right out front here, and then we can add some more farmland closer to the water, and plant our artichokes. Alright, we got all those planted, so we can keep unlocking some tiles with all this money we got. I think I'm just going to finish this path out here so that we can enter the forest area. Down and to the left we go. What is blocking me here? Oh my god, there's a boulder here. Wow, that is hard to see. Okay, note for future Tilly. No unlocking tiles in the dark, because that's how you make mistakes. Alright, no big deal though. It's just a few tiles wasted to get around it here. Got a little too excited there. I thought I told Tilly not to let the money get to her head. Alright, that's enough for today. We'll come back tomorrow. Ooh, level 5 farming. I mean, this is kind of a no-brainer, right? Rancher is pretty questionable even if I weren't tile locked, so Tilly's gonna be a tiller. Oh, and level 6 farming. Can't make any of these. Alright, quick check-in. Our farming has now caught up to our foraging. This really is the green shirt era. Tilly Bumpkin, you're a star. Dear Tilly, I read an article about you in the local paper. Really? Tilly's dad reads Game Rant articles? Huh. Oh my god, it's someone from town. What do I say? I'm Tilly. I bought all these tiles. Do you like tiles? Oh, yeah, no, yeah, I'm like super busy too, so I have to, oh my god, I think I messed that up. Tilly doesn't get a lot of chances to socialize. You know, it has only just occurred to me that a crow could come and eat one of my community center crops, and I might not have enough time to plant it again before the season's over. Scarecrows are too expensive, so I'm gonna go buy another pumpkin and corn seed as a backup. If the eggplant or yam gets eaten, I'll just come back and buy another one. Alright, the time has come. We are going to unlock a new area, the area south of the farm, Cinder Sap Forest. This area has a lot of things going for it, but one of the most important for me right now is forageables. I have spent over 3.5 years in Stardew Valley and have acquired a whopping total of 2 forageable items. Forageables are particularly important to me right now because when I reach the community center, the only room I'll have unlocked is the crafts room, where the forageable bundles live. In order to unlock any other room outside of this one, I will first need to complete one entire forageable bundle. This means that the only surefire way of unlocking the other rooms and discovering what items will be needed for the whole community center is to collect all of the forageables from a single season. so these are important. The reason I haven't been able to collect many so far is that forageables don't spawn anywhere on the standard farm. They also don't spawn on just any old tile outside the farm. In fact, each map area has designated tiles that can spawn forageables, and of all the hundreds of such tiles in the game, the only ones I've had direct access to are these 3 right here. Honestly, it's a miracle I've even gotten the 2 forageables I have. Now, what does Cinder Sap Forest's map look like? Well, it looks like this. This area is absolutely littered with eligible tiles for spawning forageables, and this was another huge reason why this is the area I selected to pursue this episode. The path we unlock to the Wizard's Tower will grant us access to dozens of eligible spawn locations. And if we can collect all the fall forageables and finish our first bundle, we'll have a huge head start in unlocking the rest of the community center and uncovering the bundles that lie ahead. Alright, here we go. And if we go back, we unlock these tiles here. Okay, not too bad. We'll start by unlocking a path going south here, and then we'll want to unlock a path to the left right underneath this tree. We also get this artifact spot. Could be something good. Yeah, alright, didn't think so. Oh, hi small child. Do you want something? You know, that's a fair response to the strange lady who comes walking out of the abandoned farm outside your town and then proceeds to stand directly in your way without saying a word. I'm gonna get out of her way because I feel creepy now. The other super important thing we'll unlock down here is the traveling cart merchant. She comes here every Friday and Sunday and sells a random selection from a ton of different items, like really a ton. And she will probably be super instrumental in helping us obtain some of the items for the community center. Like I said, this area has a lot going for it. Let's see what she has. Periwinkle is in the crab pot bundle, but that's not terribly difficult. Oh, scorpion carp. There's a 1 in 3 chance that I could use this in the fish tank to complete the Master Fisher's bundle. This could save me a decent chunk of tiles if I end up needing it. I think I'm gonna get it. It's only 800. Alright, now we can keep heading to the Wizard's Tower. I'm trying to follow a path that's efficient, but also next to as many forageable tiles as possible. It is getting dark though, and we know how well Tilly does in the dark. Oh my god, it's the girl from town again. Okay, don't blow it this time. Be cool, be cool. Hey, how's it going? What should I do tonight? I was thinking of dyeing my hair again. What do you think? What? Who says that to someone they just met? Okay, she doesn't know how to talk to strangers either. Alright, just play it safe. Play it safe. I like it just the way it is. Of course, that's what you'd say? Alright then. You always find a way to blow it, Tilly. Here we are at the Wizard's Tower. Of course, we can't actually go in yet, but we will soon enough. Alright, let's go home. It's late. So, I somehow forgot to record the past 2 days, but I just finished selling and replanting the next round of artichokes, and while I was at Pierre's, I got myself the first backpack upgrade. So I now have twice as many inventory slots. I also bought a coffee bean from the traveling merchant that I'll be saving to plant in spring, and I also created a new chest for my community center items and found a blackberry near the Wizard's Tower. Every Saturday, I'll be making my rounds to look for forageables, since that's the last day before they all reset every Sunday morning. Alright, it's time to unlock our path to the community center now that we have money again. Why do I always do these things at night? Look at this blackberry. Alright, we'll unlock a path up this way. We'll probably pass 400 tiles unlocked doing this. So we're getting dangerously close to the tiles going up to 1,000 gold each when we hit 500. This is what it's all for. Someday in the future, we'll be walking through these doors with the final item to complete the final bundle. But for now, we're just getting started. The first room is this bottom left one here, so we'll make our path over there. Tomorrow we'll be invited to the Wizard's Tower, where he'll teach us how to make sense of all this. But for now, we wait. That's level 7 farming achieved, and level 8 farming too. Seems like we'll be on track to hit level 9 by the end of the season. Alright, here's our wizardly invitation. We'll make a quick stop at the traveling merchant, and nothing terribly interesting. Should be a quick cutscene here. And that's it. We now have the community center unlocked. Let's go check out our very first set of bundles. But first, I need to let you in on a little secret. There's another twist to this game mode that I haven't mentioned at all thus far, and it has to do with bonus tiles. That's right, those 10 bonus tiles I started the game with aren't the last we'll see of them. When I first started designing this game mode, I came to a disappointing realization pretty early on. The optimal strategy often appeared to be to completely ignore most of the community center for a very long time, instead focusing tile unlocks exclusively on increasing your earning potential, stockpiling money and items until you hit a breaking point where you would rush through the remainder of the community center rather quickly and anticlimactically. In short, it would feel like a JoJo playthrough, just slower. I decided that for the fun of playing this game mode as well as watching it, this needed to change. There needed to be an incentive to work through the community center as you go, rather than completing it all at the end. This would allow the game mode to reach its full potential as a creative puzzle of finding all the different bundle items as you decide which areas to unlock in which order. And the solution was simple. Every item added to the community center rewards you with 5 bonus tiles for free, and a fully completed bundle yields an additional 20. Just like the first bonus tiles, these don't count toward the running total that increases your cost, so you're not incentivized to hoard them. The strategy now becomes to complete as many items as you're able to with the tiles that you have, in order to be able to unlock more tiles for free. And this strategy becomes more and more important as the tiles increase in cost. Now that the secret is revealed, let's rejoin our story as we head to the community center to find out which bundles we'll discover first. I'm kind of nervous. These bundles pretty much all range from pretty easy to pretty difficult, and it's all luck which ones I end up getting. There's no way to change the items or substitute them, so what I get is what I get. Let's give it a little rub for good luck, and let's see what we got. Okay, first up, the spring foraging bundle. Yeah, okay, we got the spring onion. There's an 80% chance of this item being here, but I was kinda hoping I would get really lucky and get to skip it. It's not hard to get per se, but it is really far. The only place to find it, other than the traveling merchant, is way down at the bottom of the forest, so that'll take quite a few tiles. Up next, winter forageables. Okay, nice. Actually, both of the ones that we have are here. Then we get to the wild medicine bundle. This is one of the randomly chosen ones. This one's not too bad, actually. The hops I can just grow. The fiddlehead ferns I get from my mossy trees. And the purple mushrooms I can just get from my mushroom cave with a little bit of luck and some patience. Alright, then we have the forest bundle. Oh, wow. Oh, this is super lucky. We had a 75% chance of needing 200 fiber to complete this bundle, which would be super difficult, but we got the 3 easier items instead. I'm actually probably very close to being able to complete this bundle right now. Very lucky. Alright, then we have the summer bundle. Nothing random about this one. And same with the fall bundle, which we already have that blackberry for. All in all, very lucky, I would say. The spring onion hurts a bit, but that was to be expected. Let's go grab everything that we can put into the bundles and collect our first bonus tiles. So yeah, we only have 6 maple seeds. Otherwise, we could complete the forest bundle right now. We can, however, grab 10 acorns and 10 moss and grab our forageables. That's going to be 6 slots filled already. That's huge. All right, here we go. We can put our leek in, and there we go. 5 bonus tiles added to our bank. We can see how many we have banked up here. Now the price to unlock tiles is 0 until we use those up. Let's go ahead and put the rest of our items in. And that is 30 bonus tiles for us to use. Absolutely amazing. I want to share something new I'm trying with you guys, and that's channel memberships. I'm already super grateful you're just here watching the video, so don't feel pressured at all to participate. But if you're looking for a more direct way to support me and the series, then you can unlock some cool perks while you're at it. These include things like custom emojis and badges for the comments section, a special shout out at the end of each video, as well as priority replies and even private polls for the future of the series. Check it out below if you're interested, and thank you to everyone who decides to join. We are just now getting to the good stuff in this series, and I have never been more excited. Next episode, we venture into even more new areas, uncover more of our future bundle items, and unlock at least one entirely new skill. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.